It's a phone call about the Likee TV no message and now watch channel so hit the one subscribe and like some dropping the latest news content obejebre now also on sa atimi akabi na ye bora ensemnima etiefo na ensema ebopopa no Afenyo Markins etiefo nsemo be me dance ni ya akoyeze both majority minority and so more ya papa papa ye hu because say as a papa a new good leader, and even though they are saying say it seems we're too arrogant for him to disrespect Speaker Abam Papi. Ninse manansia was a release no it for or retaliate Afenyo Markins. Now this time no him say nsem no e bia no hye. Yes, nsem no bia no hye na me pese ye borum na yeti emo ensem no bi ye ba de ka hodo me de mo ensem bebremo
empenifo ni NPP mu biem anyansafo ni NPP mu biem. Where lies wisdom for us to get to this place where Afenyo Markins have been allowed to hold government business and the NPP to ransom with arrogant, disrespectful posturing? Who is he? When you have influence,
Mustafa dia wo kan Mustafa me ba chewo bande boyo me say Afenyo Markins wo kan na semia who is he nominee ade no ntiase ono de akwakoda in Supreme Court, and now the Supreme Court also womoso akasa say ade no say emra bi na ntiase Supreme Court ya na ye de beko menya sure say bia ana in some of the cafe speaker baby in hono na adwen on.
No, it's very disrespectful. Sabi.
We disrespected speaker baby.
Sabi, Nanado, president. No. Everybody in the NPP in the Jubilee House knows how much I love President Akufo-Addo. But I think he's a failure. But we still respect him and we honor him as such. Now, Afenyo Markins waiting, and you have put the opinion to we are telling. Meanwhile, you are under him. You can't be the other now, you need party. And I say, we have government business to run. The government has things to pass through Parliament. And you think by insulting the Speaker and denigrating him, you can get your way. Can Afenyo Markins use the Supreme Court to run Parliament? It's not possible. It's not possible. I am more disturbed when we can use common sense to solve a problem. And people are running, using other means, other windows to further frustrate the system. MPP now am over saying, has the MPP become so deficient of knowledge so much that somebody cannot hold Afenyo Markins to stop his posturing? MPP in 2012, 2013, 2008, you brand MPP to look very intellectual. And now when you mention MPP to anybody, you don't get that feedback because of people and characters like Afenyo Markins. Uba Dabain, or Parliament Dabain. What is his achievement in life? What has he impacted on this nation that you feel he's so important that you can insult people and we should sit back and watch you? When we know you are wet, when we know Afenyo Markins is wet, the things we doesn't know the things he does in this country. The things we don't know. When we try to manage the political landscape, it doesn't mean that we don't know or we are afraid. Can we sit down and allow somebody to undermine the Speaker of Parliament the way he does? Hey, what do you mean? Can someone say to the Speaker of Parliament where you are a minority or a majority holder? Also, it is spiritually not fit for you to sit in the seat of the minority of Parliament and not the leader of Parliament.
But other than issue, na kwa surrounding Afenyo Markins. Why?
But let me tell you, because he's the center of the problem.
Is it a problem and some of the in courts?
If I was in his position, I will call a meeting with minority leadership. In fact, we have evidence to show that Afenyo Markins have a very good relationship with Honorable Atuforsen. Honorable Atuforsen, Honorable Kwame Abuja, Comfort Doyu, Honorable Ahmed. These are reasonable individuals that you can reason with. These are people who are not like my type. I'm very entrenched and very aggressive. But if you look at the number of people I've mentioned to you, they are calm, collective, they reason with you when even they disagree with you. So I would have called a meeting with my colleagues and let them know that, look, guys, we are at a point where we know what we are saying. But can we abandon that, maintain the status quo, and do government business? If other leaders of the majority side, today's minority of the NPP, have been able to manage the hanged parliament for all these years, and I think 3.5 years, who are at the end and say we are ultimate manager? We say young so because you are arrogant. We are where we are because of leadership deficiencies of Afenyo Markins, with arrogance and disrespect. So we must expose that weakness. We must talk about it. Because look, this is the first time, if we don't check it, the Supreme Court will give a ruling and the people of Ghana will support Parliament to say no. We are getting there. And that means that we have finished our judiciary. Look at the various researches at ECOSO. People, Ghanaian people, not NDC, not NPP, they don't have confidence in our judiciary. Justice has become so expensive in the judiciary that depending on who goes to court, a particular judgment can be given with the excuse of legal jurisprudence, dynamic reasoning of the court, to convenience the person depending on who is before the court. That is what the Ghanaian people think about. So when we get to this difficult place, we have to reflect as a country, go back and pick pieces together. And I'm saying, sir, this whole crisis can be managed without resorting to what Afenyo Markins is doing. You cannot even convince your own members of parliament who are going on independence. How can you resolve this complex situation? You can't convince them.
Okay, Martin.
Cruel me. And I know here, one call you away, one people. Now, one media, I want to publish, say, Unyankumamono, step it down. Meanwhile, they did not step down. If I was in Afenyo Markins' shoe, that as a leader of government business, we are at crossroads. What I will use is diplomacy. What I will use is to beg people. I don't think that Cynthia Morrison, who was a minister in NPP, if you engage him with respect, no matter what you have done, if you engage him with respect, given the circumstances the party finds itself, I don't think she cannot come back to the NPP. Number two, the Supreme MP, I don't think if you engage him with some level of respect, you cannot prioritize government business. And listen, the leadership of the NDP side are very reasonable. Why won't you engage them? Use the opportunity to manage parliament for the next 2 months.
Okay.
Get government business going. And I can assure Afenyo Markins that Justice Tokuno cannot do anything today. She can't do anything tomorrow. She can sit at the judiciary and issue judgments that do not find solace in wisdom of law. But that cannot manifest in parliament. There is no day the NDC side will leave where they have taken now because of the prevalence of the issues in parliament. We will support the MP to insist. We will support the speaker to hold on to his position.
We share a year police service out free more. It's the same out. So free munch all retires and chair.
Oh, me free munche, and I have my sources there. Biana Makachiro said, when you live your life very well in the service, you still have your network and everything working. And inti bibi anywhere a course wa me minti. And I bibi asu ni wa. For instance, meti Makachiro and this year I say, police phobia, IGP transfer move from the deputy IGP office hall. And I say, or target or more transfer more arbitrary, you know. Without recourse to the procedures and processes in the police service. Omo the IGP are court. And they are several IGP. Because they are several IGP. Now, the point is this. This is one IGP awaba. There's nothing like a transfer board. What you say? We now, must
at the police at
the police level, no IGP and quantity means sorry and transfer will be. What you must say? The transfer must be followed by, must be preceded by a transfer board. Transfer board must sit down and propose, say, NIPA will call up for this reason, for this reason, for this reason. And you know, the people are challenging the authority of the IGP. Said there was no transfer board that sat and that transfer is unlawful. And therefore, the court should stay it. That is the kind of police service we have today. Where there is so much arbitrariness, where there is so much vindictiveness, where procedures are not followed, where one person has taken over the police and nobody else matters. That's the kind of police service we have today. This is a police service where, you know, crime statistics is no longer available. When was the last time you saw crime statistics? Very good. Because somebody has decided that when everybody is able to analyze the crime statistics, crime has gone low. This is a police service where regional commanders cannot talk any longer. Where these divisional commanders cannot talk. This is a police service where when there's a crime at Adabraka here, just a damn parent betima also say a release, police release. Otherwise, the regional commander cannot talk. This is not a police service that we have.
Style of administration.
That style is not backed by any scientific data anywhere in the world. That style, anybody should challenge me, say, they have this style of communication. This centralized style in communication does not help anywhere. Because we are talking about community policing, we are talking about all kinds of decentralization of ideas and other things. The community is very important, and so you cannot say the police officer who is interacting with other people at the community level cannot speak to the media. Cannot speak to the media. Only one person can speak to the media, and that's the person at the headquarters. So say BBC wa BBC wa Bolga, BBC wa Enchi. Just say obi antimi nkasa wo ho emiti media. But do you know the reason? This is how autocrats behave. People who are autocratic, people with autocratic tendency, tend to center everything around themselves. They have to be important. Nobody else will be important. And in this Kofi Brokuman Krempoa, you be post so that they will say, oh, this IGP is so humble. IGP Okoto Kofi Brokuman. Then the praise is always about him and not about any other person. It is also done to ensure that nobody will be able to compete with the IGP. What did they make an say? So there is a cult system in the police service where you are in trouble. He can promote you 100 times in a year. And he can lift you from a junior to a senior immediately. And he can promote you twice or 3 times in 1 year or 2 years. That is the kind of system we have. A system I also see say on obi asem na se wo associate with nipa na obe transfer we see
sana IGPT
asema American or has see and I can give you names. There are names like I see a J and other people who went for a funeral with Madam Tiwa because they attended a funeral with Madam Tiwa. They have been transferred from their very to remotest part of Ghana.
Oh, sir. But how then I said transfer say punishment in this?
So that is the problem. Transfers are routine things, and they must be informed by data and information. But this man is using it as a punishment. He's using it as a punishment. Will you believe in Pose? At a point in time, no, IGP say police need bia and WhatsApp platform for biaso. And this one was even approved by the police council. I'll come to the police council because police council the medium who ya crash too much saying IGP Nankasa. But I'll come to the
council.
The council itself. Let me just write it so that I can remember it. So IGP decides that say for instance wo platform bia na or no IGP Nankasa no was to be. Your friend Thinkers platform. IGP is was one of the original members of the platform. Now you discuss police matters. Until we share platform now, from constable to commissioners of police, no more so. So we discuss police issues and see how we can move police forward, and we critique the system with the view. And now, among for IGPs, no, and here criticizing, critiquing, with a view to improving the service, no, not Dampare also. Now he didn't see anything wrong with it. But on nobody IGP, no, he saw everything wrong with the platform. To a good platform, no. Until or police council, man approve and say we resisted it, and up to today the platform is still there. And when you gave me the link, and I've sent you to the platform, and I can tell you that hundreds of people, police officers are watching that platform alone. So this is the kind of police service we have. Police service where the welfare of the people does not matter to Dampare. It is his own welfare and his own whatever he thinks. For instance, I'm a memorable example. For some time now, police personnel apply for welfare loan and they don't get it. Meanwhile, Moan Musika, those days when very good. First, you apply electronically. Until you apply, they say I met my those days. But matter I know apply. I catch say okay, we see can be ready 1st January. And 1st January so be hit your account. What you must say? This time round you apply, it doesn't come. It will you wait. We are lucky and obenya. Now what the
for the masses of Debre daily update TV so Mr. Tembia Hana latest news a Kobenina.